Hello everyone, thank you for watching this video. So today the topic is how to create a proper documentation as a business analyst. How many of you know that for a business analyst documentation is very important because most of the times business analyst will be engaging with the meetings and understanding the business side, business requirements. So you need to understand and document it. So this is the process. So you need to be as a BA, you need to be well versed with the documentation part. So today I will create one of the documentation for one of the existing application in real time live so you can understand better. So let's get into the uh, topic. So let's imagine why we need to create a documentation as a BA. Okay, let's imagine client and users who were invested the money and we were build the software. When we deliver it to the client or the users, will they able to understand the software, how to use the software properly? They won't. Definitely, even when you install any new application available in the Play Store, when you download it, you may not know what is exactly you need to play around with the application. So similarly, the users after the software is developed, they won't know all the process, how to use the application. So that's where business analyst will be creating a documentation so that by referring this documentation, they can use the application. So the situation is, let's imagine a, a customer was having a trouble in using the application. Okay, so the application name called Pharma Easy. So Pharma Easy. Okay, Pharma Easy. The actual steps is user has to land into the pharmaeasy.com, and once the pharmaeasy.in were clicked by user will land into the homepage of the Pharma Easy. User will see search bar. Since search bar, user will enter the medication details and click the search button. And now user will see the medication details, and also he or she will select the quantity and click the view card button, and user will see breakdown of the bill and as well as details of the medication, and also add delivery address and coupons if applied. And once user views all these details, user will be adding the delivery address. So for to add the delivery address, user will select the add delivery address, and user will enter all the details, mobile number, pin code, house number, street number, and click on save and continue, and complete the payment using online or cash on delivery. So this is a process. So obviously when a new customer or the one who using the application very new, they don't know all this process, right? So now how exactly we need to document this process so that the customers or the users can understand even more better and start using the application. Okay, so I told you the situation. So now let's create the documentation for this scenario. Okay, let's imagine a situation that users are unable to uh, order the medication or unable to add the address details, and they don't know how to place the order. So as a BA, you need to take the ownership and create a documentation. So let's see how to create a proper documentation as a BA. Okay, so first and foremost, in order to create a documentation, the best thing is can do it in the MS Word document, MS Word. So I always prefer anyone who wants to create a documentation, you can create in the Word document. Okay, so first thing I will be adding the application name. My application name is Pharma Easy, right? So I will add Pharma Easy and medicine ordering process documentation. This will be my heading for this documentation on top. So let me highlight it. Then I will center it. Then let me increase the size. Yeah, yeah. Now, yeah. Now, after adding the application and what is the purpose of you doing this documentation, you need to create a table of contents. So table of content means what exactly in this documentation, the section that as a BA you are going to explain to the user, you need to outline here. So table of contents. So in the table of contents, I will be creating steps on overview. I will be basically documenting on overview. And second thing, user roles and access. And the third one is preconditions. And the fourth one is steps or process and the screenshots. Then I will add the FAQs. Then I'll add the contact support. So I believe like when you are creating a documentation, always ensure that you are going to touch base on all these sections. Okay, so let me keep it aside. Yeah. So first of all, now I need to discuss starting from overview. So I'll be listing out one by one, one by one, one by one. Overview, user roles, preconditions, steps of process, and screenshot, FAQs, contact support. So first of all, I will be starting off with the, sorry, overview. So overview. So I need to describe. Let me keep overview. Let me do it in the next page. Okay, let me do it in the next page. So let's start with the overview first. Let me reduce the size. Okay, overview. So first of all, though, we need to explain about the what is the purpose of you creating a documentation, on which objective you are creating the documentation. You need to explain. So let me write the some content. This document explains the process for ordering medicines through Pharma Easy application or website. So customers can search for medicines, select the required quantity, and place the order for doorstep delivery. So this is an overview for what, on which document, on which process you are documenting the objective. You need to define that steps. You need to define, you need to explain that process here. Okay. So let me, yeah. Okay. The next section talks about user roles and access. So let me copy this. User roles and access. So what is this user role? So let me reduce the size. Okay, user role and access. So who is going to use this application at the end? Obviously, the customers. Customers. So I will mention user role as customer. Also, it is used by the hospital users. So these are the two users that are going to use this process. The one which I explained you, ordering the medications from the application and adding the address details. So it is used, this process is basically used by primarily customers and also hospitals users. So then I will be, yeah, customers and hospital users. Now, third thing is preconditions. Okay, what is this precondition stands for? Okay, what is this precondition stands for? So if anyone wants to land into the application and start ordering the medication, adding the delivery address, how basically things used to happen. So they need to meet some criteria. Anyone who wants to follow this process, they need to follow some criteria. For example, the main objective of this process is to land into the application, search for the medication details, and place the order. So in order to do this, the main preconditions would be user has to have a stable internet connection. So without stable internet connection, will they able to use the application? Not possible. So uh, customer or user, let me say, customer has to have stable internet connection. So let's imagine without this internet connection, will they able to start using the application? Not possible. So this is the first precondition. And second precondition should be customer should have access to a mobile or web browser. Okay, this is also uh, one of the precondition. Okay, and the next precondition is the pharma application is currently available on currently Android and iOS devices. Okay, so Android and iOS devices. In case if user or customer were logging in from the any other support unsupported devices, so this will not be opening for them. So we need to clearly mention to the users. Okay, Pharma Easy application is supported on Android and iOS devices. Okay, so these are the preconditions. So in order to land into the application and successfully use the process, without this, I believe like they won't be able to properly place the order. Okay, so these three preconditions I have considered, and the fourth one is steps or process and screenshot. So we need to define the steps now. Now, fourth step is steps or process. Okay, steps or process. Okay, now steps or process, we need to document it properly, each and everything in a step-by-step manner. Okay, so first of all, uh, user, customer opens a web browser. Okay, so I will do that in live. So customer will open web browser. I did. Then second thing is, customer goes to Google and search for pharmaeasy.com. So let me do that so that user will understand. So let me www.pharmaeasy.com. Okay, we need to capture the screenshot, very important, because user needs to know what to be done. If the user don't know what to be done, so this screenshot will help them to understand. So I have captured the screenshot and I will include here. Okay, customer open a web browser and goes to Google and search for pharmaeasy.com. So you can see the screenshot. And third step is, okay, now third step is user will click on the first link. Okay, user will click on the first link. So we need to document it. Customer will click on first link and customer will click on first link and application opens a application directs to the application direct to the home page. So yeah, you can see upon clicking on that link, I was directed to the home page of the Pharma Easy. Now, what did I told you in the beginning? Customer has to search for the medication and click on search. So how we need to document this? So now customer become first on the home page, and now customer will uh, customer able to view search bar. So we need to capture the screenshot. Customer will be viewing the search bar. So I capture the screenshot. I'll go here and I will add under this. Yeah, so I can minimize the screenshot as well. So yeah, search bar and customer able to view search bar, enters medication details and click search button. Okay, so customer will enter the details here, medication details, and click the search button. Okay, what is happening next step? We need to document. We need to document. So the next step is, for example, okay, I will click on search bar. So the user will see the medication details. So let me take the screenshot. Okay, now Customer will view medication details. Okay, you can see customer will view the medication details, like what customer will view the selected medication details. Yeah, selected medication details. So now, once medication details are shown by the system to the user, now user will select the quantity. So let's imagine user was selected 11, quantity as 11. So we need to write that as well. Okay, we can write over here at the continuation. Customer will view the selected medication details and select the quantity upon clicking on drop down. Because here customers are going to click on this drop down and select the quantity. That's what I have stated as upon clicking on drop down. Okay, what is happening next? After selecting the quantity, user will see a view card button. Okay, so I'll take the screenshot. Yeah, user will see the view card button. Okay, now customer views view card button. Placed on right side. Okay, and clicks. Customer views view card button placed on right side and clicks on it. Okay, clicks on it. Okay, then after clicking on view card button, what it is directing? So it is directing for a customer to have a breakdown view. So what it is showing us basically, so it's showing many things. So I told you, so medication details, bill summary, and ad address details, and the coupon. So how to document this? So let me minimize the screen size so I can capture the screenshot. Okay, now user will view all these details like selected medication details, delivery details, coupon if it is applied, and bill summary. So I'll take the screenshot and I will say here, yeah, now step 7, right? Yeah, upon clicking view card button, upon clicking on view card button, application will view following details, like what are those, guys? First one is uh, medication details. Second one is bill summary. Third one is coupon, if it is applicable, coupon. And the fourth one is address details. So I'll add the screenshot now. Now user will able to understand the statement which I made, and also he or she can refer the screenshot that I was attached here. So upon clicking on view card button, application will view following details. One is medication detail, bill summary, coupon, address details. So user will check in the screenshot. Okay, this is medication details. Okay, this is bill summary, and this is coupon, and this is add a delivery address button. Add delivery address button, right? So user will understand now. Then what is happening next? So now if now wants to, customer has to add the delivery details. So user will click on this add delivery address button, and yeah, customer will click on, upon clicking on this add delivery address button, the system will show the fields like to enter delivery address, mobile number, pin code, house number, street number, and everything. So we'll document that. Okay, so let me take the screenshot. Okay. So now we need to say that user, sorry, customer clicks on add delivery address button for adding address. System will show fields like, what are those fields, guys? One is pin code, house number, delivery pin code, all this. Pin code, delivery address, mobile number, house number, house number, and click submit. Okay. Now user will click submit. Then what is happening next after submitting all these details? Now, after submitting all these delivery details, user will be directing to the payment page where user will purchase the order. So this is the documentation part. So for some reason, I'm not paying the payment as it is a documentation for testing. I'm not doing that. So last step is step 9, customer directs to payment page and pays the payment using online or net banking. Okay. Okay, now I'm done with the process, guys. So what is the next section that is available over here? Next one is FAQs. FAQs is very beneficial for the users because these FAQs will help the users to understand what are the steps that we need to follow in case if any error that is occurring for us, and if any challenges that they are facing, what to be done. Is there any alternative? So these FAQs will be more beneficial for that, beneficial for the users. So yeah, the next section is FAQs. Okay, I believe it is fifth section of this documentation. So let me go and add that. Okay, fifth section is FAQs. Okay, FAQs you can write based on this process which you are documented. So let me write one or two. Can I order medicines without creating an account? Basically, it requires in order to place the order, it requires customers to create an account. So yeah, we need to say that users must register or log in using valid mobile number. So this is kind of information that we are letting the customers know through FAQs. Okay. And second FAQ is I can write, can I apply discount coupons during checkout? This is one more scenario I would like to emphasize to the customers. Yes, available coupons code can be applied. Okay, this is also one of the point that I want to let the users know. So yeah, I can write, you can write basically in FAQs based on the documentation, the process that you are documented. You can, from that from that process, you can create some FAQs. So yeah, and the next section is contact or support. Last section, contact or support. Contact support. So the sixth section. So sixth section is contact or support. So why this contact and support is essential. So when you document and share it to the users, if they have any kind of problems or issues, they might reach out to you based on the details that you're going to mention here. So you can mention your email ID, like for example, ba@gmail.com, and you can give your contact number. support hours you can mention. Let's imagine 9 to 8 p.m. Let's imagine. Okay, so yeah, this is how exactly you will be creating a documentation. These sections are very important. Uh, I hope you understood how to create a documentation as a business analyst. So you can create the steps is similar what exactly the real-time business analyst does in the work environment. Okay.